everybody, and welcome to Small Biz Big Wins, your guide to government contracting, the series. And if you've made it to video 5, the last video of this 5-part video, let me just give you a hand clap. You're learning a lot quickly because I do these videos in 15 minutes or less, and I'm going to cover the top 3 ways to enter into government contracting. So basically, what to do. If you have not already, make sure you like and subscribe so you can get notifications about other videos in this series, plus other videos that are upcoming. You want to make sure that you are straight in knowing about how you can do business with the government and get those big wins, even though you are a small business. Always to let you know, I am Dr. PJ. I have a doctorate in human resource development. I've studied family businesses and how to take those businesses just from one generation to several different generations, so I can help you with that. I'm also known locally and nationally for my work in helping small businesses, being an advocate for small businesses, in getting government contracting, whether local, national, or federal contracts. I started off as a government employee. It was my job to help small businesses just develop to do business in general, with a specific niche in doing business with the government, navigating those muddy waters of it. Now I'm turned to business consultant because the passion is still there for small businesses and want you all to win. And one way to win is through government contracting. I'm also a speaker, an author, and of course, an entrepreneur, being your strategist to help you in navigating government contracting. So my business is Cogency, and that's what we do. We help small businesses, whether through one-on-one coaching, business workshops. You can hire me as a retained consultant, right? Being your extra staff member to help you with those government contracting needs. Also, we have a la carte services, whether we're providing you guidance with certification, strategy development, or capacity building. And if you are here, not as a small business owner, but you're watching this video because you work for a business support organization or a government agency, we help you too. We help you to help the small businesses. So we can help you with program development and management, supplier outreach. You're looking to say, you know what, we're looking for a type of contractor, small business to work with. We don't know where to start. Hey, we're here to help you with that, build strategic partnerships, and make sure that you are able to build an ecosystem that is supportive to small businesses. All of that, we can help you. So whether you're a small business or you work for an agency, we got you, because we're all about pushing forward and making sure our small businesses continue and they have the opportunity to work on government contracting. Doing this, then we want to make sure that you go back and watch the 4 previous videos. They all build on each other to make sure that small businesses can get the big wins in government contracting. You can connect with me. You can scan that QR code. You can go to the YouTube page to find those other videos, plus other helpful videos. I also do leadership development. So if you want to check me out and just, what is this girl all about? Go to the YouTube page, find that out. Also, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So let's get started. Government contracts, the top 3 ways to enter. Tip 1, micropurchases and informal bids. One of the easiest points of entry is micropurchases, where the payment can be done via a quick ACH transfer, a credit card, or a purchase order. These opportunities are typically less than $3,000. Remember, each agency is going to have their own threshold. We talked about that in a previous video, so go on back and check out that so you know what we're talking about. But it could be more, it could be less. But the point is that these types of purchases, micro purchases, will not be advertised. So that means it's less red tape to do business with the government, but you got to do some work, right? You got to put some boots on the ground. Means you got to want to build relationships with key people in the department, know what they need. You can always send them catalogs. You can send them an email, call them up on the phone, say, hey, what's coming up? What's your calendar events? You might find that on their website, and figure out how you can connect with them and be able to work with them, because that does count as a government contract, even if it's a small purchase, right? Refer back to How to Start Video 2, where I talk about the different contract types and how to access them. Also, informal bids are typically less than 50,000, are a way to get your feet wet with contracts that are higher in the dollar amount than micro purchases, but less than the formal. Remember, it's going to require you to do both, right? It's going to require you to have that personal relationship with those departments, because some informal bids will not be advertised while some will be advertised. But it's all about relationship building in those. So it requires you to do some legwork as well as rely on the public solicitation. So remember, going to the website, being a vendor, but it's a great entry point and a great entry way for you to build capacity, gain past performance under your belt, and learn the system. Of course, this is if your business can make this point of entry. There are just some businesses that micro purchases and informal bids are just not enough money to survive in that business. I get it. But then you need to go to the next tip I'm getting ready to talk about. Other than that, if you can handle micro purchases and informal bids for your business, that is a solid entry point for small businesses to get into government contracting. So make sure you seek out those opportunities. Make sure you contact those departments directly, because you want to build a relationship, and ask for what are your buying needs for the next month, for the next 6 months, whatever, so that you can be prepared and follow back up with them. Tip number 2, subcontracting. So for those that say micro purchases and formal bids, under 50,000, my business can't survive that. Okay, that's fine. Let's do subcontracting then. Subcontracting is for formal bids, which means the larger contracts. This is where, when we talked about being certified, requirement comes into play. For the federal government, and so for federal contracts, they do have a thing called set-asides, where they set aside contracts specifically for small businesses to work on. There are some local and state agencies that might have that too. That's where you got to go ahead and do your research to find out what's available, and knowing those gatekeepers and those offices that are specific for small businesses. That's where that key comes into knowing and have that relationship with them, so you can know what's available. Also, on local and state agencies, there are goal percentages of a contract. That means the prime contractor has to sub out a certain percentage of their contract to a smaller business. So it's about knowing the scope of work and being a qualified, certified firm to be able to perform that contract. Again, for deeper explanation, you want to visit video 2 on how to start. But the beauty of subcontracting is that you get to work on major contracts, high dollar contracts, without doing all of the work. But you got to be willing to learn if you want to go to the next level, because doing contracts is not just about doing the work. The larger you want to do the larger the contract gets, the more complex it gets. So there's not just performing the work, but there's a lot of different other steps, paperwork, accounting practices, prevailing wages, things like that, that you have to get into, that is comprised within that contract. So subcontracting gives you the opportunity to work on a smaller portion of the scope of work, but it also kind of puts you under the tutelage of the larger organization, so you can learn the landscape of what it is to have a larger contract, right? So get that subcontracting work, perform well, and learn the process from the prime contractor, so that you can grow your capacity and go after those large contracts yourself. Remember, as I said before, word travels. So make sure you perform well and you learn the system and you build your capacity. That's the next tip in entering government contracting, is doing subcontracting, right? So make sure you get certified. Tip number 3, strategic outreach. Strategy is key, as well as building relationships with key agency individuals. Make sure that you are connecting with the business support office. Videos 2 and 4 in this series discuss this a little bit further. Immerse yourself in the ecosystem to know about current and upcoming opportunities and to better connect with the staff and other businesses who are in the know, agencies who are in the know, chambers of commerce, right? You want to be able to say, I know this person, but this person knows me, and they can put in a good word for you, because you never know. And people are like, we're looking for this type of small business. If somebody knows you, they can make that recommendation. And people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. That's why strategic outreach is so key, and building relationships is a huge part of that. So again, it's not about who you know, but it's about who knows you, and you want to be on the top of mind for people who need your product or service. Being connected could put you into places with decision makers, right, that you might not normally get the opportunity to have. And being strategic and having patience is the name of the game. So make sure that you are attending agency outreach events, workshops. If they have business development programs and you know that's a business that the agency you want to work with, get yourself enrolled in that program, because what's going to happen is they're going to have other subject matter experts, whether it's finances, it might be buyers, coming to those programs, and those are the people you want to make the connections with. Build relationships with the gatekeepers, build the relationships with the different staff members, contact the purchasing offices, sign up with that business office. A lot of them have newsletters or email distribution lists where they're sending out information, because they want to connect with small businesses. They want to get to know you more, because remember, people do business who they like, know, and trust. And you want them to know you, and you want to know the system so that you can set up yourself better for government contracting, right? No more bumping our heads and taking things and just doing things without strategy. You want to go in and win. So remember, you want to always start with government contracting with the end in mind. Who do you want to work with? What's the success that you want to get out of this? Get your action plan together and start by choosing one method and commit to it, right? So that might be, let me start locally with a smaller contract, perform well, and begin to make your way up the steps to the ultimate goal, with the end that you had in mind to be, and whatever that is. It might be being the number one provider for the city of Los Angeles. That might be what you channel as success. Great, that's the end in mind. Now we're going to go and start to work to being that supplier. So just know, you want to master it and move to the next level. So start small and go big, building your business along the way. Get involved in business development programs and take advantage of all the free to low cost resources that are available to you to help you along the way to get to your end in mind, right? So have your goal set. You think about what you can do to improve. Take that action to get to your success, and that might be adding people to your business, adding consultants, strategists, whatever, joining different types of networks, chambers of commerce, professional organizations. Start thinking about those things. That's all in the strategy to get to your success, right? Patience is key. So, small business, big wins, your guide to government contracting. This was the final video, done in less than 15 minutes like all the rest. If you have not visited those videos, make sure you go and check them out and get the information. And once you have done that and you think that you're ready, I do have a checklist that's available to help you make this decision. You can scan that QR code and it will take you to the website to get the checklist. Also, I do have a program that is coming up that will take you step by step to make sure that you are ready for government contracting. It's called On Track. We're taking you from startup to government contracting supplier. So make sure you sign up for one of the informational sessions so you can see if that program is for you. In the meantime, any questions, make sure you connect with me. I'm available for one-on-ones. Check out my YouTube channel for other videos in this series or other videos that I have that are a resource to you. You might want to check me out. What's this lady all about? Go onto the YouTube channel or connect with me on LinkedIn for more information, just so I can know also who you are and you can know who I am, because who knows, you may have an opportunity for me as well. And then you have the website and the email if you want to get in contact with me to schedule a one-on-one. It's been great. I hope you have enjoyed this series, and make sure again that you like and subscribe, because more is to come. And I know you're going to do well. So more is to come for you too.